Dude, the Chargers need to be investigated for how they've betrayed Justin Herbert with that roster. Because without Keenan Allen, they have the slowest offense in the NFL easily. They need to make a trade, get some. How you have that big arm, one of the biggest on the planet, and you don't have a deep threat.
The Packers are going to be in that same trade market. Both of those teams, I don't know when Keenan Allen is supposed to get back, but the Packers, I see all these quotes from Aaron Rodgers. I can guarantee you that the Packers are going to do something there at wide receiver. They're not going to sit the rest of this season having him throw behind the line because they haven't gotten him a deep threat.
I don't believe that the Packers are going to do something because we've had this discussion about the Green Bay Packers for years, and they never do anything. They're like, here's Sammy Watkins. Have fun,
Mike,
Aaron.
These are the worst 6 combined games of Aaron Rodgers' entire career. The last 6 you've seen are the worst 6 statistically.
But Dan, he took most of their money.
Yeah,
like, what are they going to do?
This.
Right.
I'm not exonerating him from blame. I'm just telling you that if he's got all their money and they don't want to be behind the Vikings for the next 5 years when he's going into his 40s at quarterback, that I would guess, I would bet a large amount of money on the Packers trading for something. They're not going to just keep drowning in quicksand and lose to the Jets and the Giants because they can't move the football.
They should be desperate. They should be looking for a quick fix. OBJ, anybody at this point.
DJ Moore might be available. Who knows? But they've always shown you themselves every time. Whenever there are these... remember when OBJ was available last year? They were like, can you help us on special teams? And OBJ went to L.A. and proved that he had a lot left in the tank prior to that injury.
I got the sense, and I don't know if you guys, Stugotz and Dan, felt the same way, but like when you spoke to Aaron a couple weeks ago, I got the sense that he was just like, yeah, like it just is what it is, right? I'm going to write out my career here because I feel like it's the right thing to do. I have this loyalty. I signed the deal. I got the money, and like just kind of accepted the position that the Packers are in.
You just never know the sacrifice that you're making until you're making it. It's hard to watch them. Stugotz just spent a weekend watching his Jets kick their ass up and down the field.
He's not making a sacrifice, though. He's getting paid a lot of money.
How did he not know the sacrifice he was making when every time he was interviewed on this show alone, you were telling him the sacrifices he was making?
Because his ego is such that he believes he'll make anyone good. And how could I argue with him over the course of his career that he'll make anyone good? He's got 18 years of fucking proof. And no matter who you put around him, they're
he made Jordy Nelson great.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't have 18 years of proof. He had one Super Bowl where he won it with James Starks and a bunch of injured receivers.
He's the back-to-back MVP.
I understand, but he's always disappointing. He signed back with a team that took away his best freaking weapon. I don't understand what they're doing, what the plan is, and what his expectations were. And right now his passer rating's lower than Bailey Zappi and Jimmy Garoppolo.
Guys, why are we doing this? Why do you guys forget the gems that I give you guys? I told you guys months ago. He does this on purpose so we can all say, poor Aaron Rodgers, if only he had some help. If he had help, then he'd have to live up to those expectations. So you lower the expectations and everyone feels bad for you.
I think it's half and half of he wants to be the guy that makes everybody else great. Like he wants to get Romeo Doubs and turn him into a guy who makes things happen on the outside. He wants to be the reason why Sammy Watkins is good again. Like that's his thing.
But he's done it. He's done it with Jordy Nelson. He's done it with Randall Cobb. He's done it with random guys.
But is that more of the scouting department in Green Bay getting guys that are going to be good projected at the next level?
Let me ask you guys a question, a serious question. It's going to sound ridiculous, but it's a serious question. Up until kind of some of these post-career scandals that he's gone through, would you say that Brett Favre was more beloved by Green Bay fans than Aaron Rodgers?
No.
I mean,
maybe
up until now,
Rodgers
has stayed there. I mean, Favre. I know Favre wanted to stay, and they traded him away because it was time for Aaron.
They both kind of held the team hostage, but remember, Favre ended up going to the hated Vikings at the end of his career,
and hasn't had much of a post-career either.
But he's saying before the scandals.
Yeah, I'm taking out penis pics and stealing money from poor people and all that stuff.
All I have is beloved recovering addict, something about Mary cameo gunslinger. Of course,
well when his father dies is what you have as information.
I have that Monday Night Football game.
It's a funny thing to say. Take out stealing from the poor
and the dick pic.
And the dick pic.
Yeah.
Otherwise.
And yes.